I'm Tom Blalock, and I've lived here in Fremont since 1960. And I was born in Riverside, California, down south. My folks were there for a short time, and moved back to the Bay Area, then lived all the rest of my life here except for one school year up in Northern California, and then finally moved to Mountain View, which is my hometown. I claim it as my hometown in 1938. Finished elementary school and high school. Went on to San Jose State College and got my degree in engineering from a fledgling engineering school. Then now it's a powerhouse of high-tech and environmental engineering. My former wife, Virginia, and I had 4 children. The oldest was born in 1958, that's David, and my youngest baby of that family is Allison, and she was born in 1967, and there's Brian and Ann in between. I subsequently remarried in 1990 and have a stepdaughter, Michelle, who lives in Tucson, Arizona. The kids are fun for us. We have 8 grandchildren. In my career here in Fremont, some of the things that were really exciting to do was building the Central Park. It is the jewel of Fremont, and it's several hundred acres. When we first built the lake, and the designer of that lake was Lincoln Fong, our landscape architect, and it was 65 acres. And then subsequently we added another 20 acres to it, and that eastern 20 acres is part of what the future BART extension is going to have to go under in order to preserve the lake and the tranquil environment of that part of the park. The other thing, we built a new main library while I was there, and some smaller libraries, Irvington and Brookvale. Lots of community centers, a senior center, all of these wonderful facilities that weren't there when Fremont was established in 1956. So we now have a wealth of facilities, and there's a need for more. There's no denying that. Of course, when you build a new facility, you have to have the money to maintain it. We have lots of parks in Fremont now, but you can't imagine the lack of parks. In 1960, when I came here, there was just a couple of little parks, very tiny, and since then we've amassed all these acreage. In the development process, we saved 1,000 to 2,000 acres up the face of Mission Peak. And that was an exciting thing, to be able to work with the staff, city council, the planning commission, and the developer to make sure that the developer was able to make his project come out, and at the same time garner all that land which is open and available to the public, and it's managed by the East Bay Regional Park District. I think they pay Fremont $1 a year. Of course, the other big exciting thing was that when BART came to town in 1972, and then president of the board, George Silliman, was instrumental in seeing to it that BART started in Fremont. It ran the first train from Fremont to MacArthur, and then later, I think the same day, there was an opening going on toward Richmond. It wasn't 2 years later before we had service under the bay. So, let's see, parks and streets, maintaining the buildings. I think that's pretty much it. When it came close to the end of my career at the city, my wife and I discussed the possibility of me running for the BART Board, which I did, and won in a field of 12 people, and we'll be running again this fall. I think it's just incredibly important to extend the BART line further south in Fremont so that Santa Clara County can bring it into that county, which mistakenly didn't join BART to begin with. You know, a couple of other exciting things in Fremont's development was the Central Business District, and I watched that come up from cauliflower fields, and so I'm expecting that as it continues to develop, it'll get more and more exciting and vibrant for the citizens. So as and then Paseo Padre Parkway, when I came to work in Fremont, was a couple of little short pieces within some subdivisions, and now It starts down at Warm Springs at Warren Avenue, goes all the way through town and clear out to the Dumbarton Toll Plaza virtually. So from what was nothing then and no parks then, we now have thoroughfares and we have lots of parks. And I'm looking forward, if you will, to the future of filling in more of our central business district and building that downtown that the City Council's been talking about. And I'm looking forward also to BART extending further south in here in the Bay Area. And I plan to stay here in Fremont, as retired as I am, and watch those things happen. Thank you.